Good morning, and welcome to the Cyber Smart Morning News Update. With the always evolving world of cyber threats and defense, you need a source you can trust. FBI retired Special Agent Darren Mott guides you through today's intricate cyber landscape and brings you the latest headlines and insights and what it means to you. Let's dive into today's cyber news.
Good morning, friends. It is Thursday, March 6th, 2025. This is the Cyber Smart Morning News Update. I'm your host, retired FBI Supervisory Special Agent Darren Mott, and my apologies for not getting a Wednesday podcast out. Just time got away from me, so I'm making it up by doing it on a Thursday. I hope you will accept my apologies for my tardiness, but here we are because there's certainly plenty of news to discuss, and let's get right into it. As always, the articles mentioned in this podcast will be located in the show notes if you would like to refer to them or read more of them, because I will not read them all. I'll just read the highlights and kind of make a point. First, from cyberscoop.com, Matt Capco reporting, cyber criminals picked up the pace on attacks last year. Well, that's not good. And the subheadline is not much better. Ransomware groups last year achieved lateral movement within an average of 48 minutes after gaining initial access to targeted environments, threat intelligence experts said. Threat actors became increasingly efficient last year, rapidly achieving lateral movement and swiftly stealing data at a faster clip than ever before, according to multiple threat intelligence firms. The reduced time frame is a clear indicator that cyber criminals are constantly improving their ability to be successful. With the abuse of legitimate system tools to help them avoid detection, a heightened concentration on obtaining authorized administrative credentials and employee automated processes, defenders often remain unaware of malicious activity until it's too late. Andy Meyer, Senior Vice President of Counter-Adversary Operations at CrowdStrike, reported that in the past year, the average breakout time from a lateral movement perspective was 48 minutes. Remarkably, the fastest breakout time recorded was just 51 seconds, as he noted in a recent media briefing. In comparison, the average breakout time for interactive cybercrime intrusions in 2023 was 62 minutes, according to CrowdStrike. Now, the point here, and there's more to this if you would like to read it, it's a little lengthy, not too bad. The point being, cybercriminals getting better, right? The bad guys are winning, the good guys are losing, which means you have to change the approach to which you are looking at cybersecurity and how you're dealing with it. Whatever has been perhaps maybe kind of sort of working in the past is starting to fall to the wayside. We need to rethink exactly how we do that. Do you have an MSP? Do you have an MSSP? Sure, maybe you do. Maybe you need to enhance that with something different, something that provides you with additional services beyond just the traditional things that an MSSP provides that may give you a different perspective and may provide you with more intelligence, may do stuff, physical security and things like that. So things to think about as you move forward with your business and what you're trying to do to protect yourself. You may or may not be running a security information and event management system or a SIM solution. You probably should, to be able to track your what's going on in your network, but maybe you can't afford it, so maybe you come up with a different methodology. So obviously a lot of things going bad here in cyber criminal land for those of us trying to not become victims. Cyberscoop.com from the kind of good news file. This is again Matt Capco again. U.S. indicts 12 Chinese nationals for a vast espionage attack spree. The Justice Department on Wednesday indicted 12 Chinese nationals for the alleged involvement in an extensive nascent state-backed espionage campaign that included a spree of attacks on U.S. federal and state agencies, including the late 2024 attack targeting the Treasury Department. Officials accused the Chinese individuals, including 2 officers of the China's Ministry of Public Service, 8 iSoon employees, and 2 members of the Chinese state-backed threat group APT-27 or Silk Typhoon, of breaching numerous networks globally to steal and sell data to China's intelligence and security services. Some of the alleged attacks date back to 2011. That is one long investigation, not going to lie. The indictments reveal China's alleged well-coordinated effort to use a hacker-for-hire ecosystem to conduct espionage while obscuring the government's direct involvement. The pool of victims impacted by the alleged co-conspirators is immense, including U.S.-based critics and dissidents of China, a large U.S.-based religious organization, and foreign ministries of multiple governments in Asia. Chinese ministries of public security and state security assembled a broad network of private companies and contractors to hack numerous email accounts, cell phones, servers, websites. Prosecutors allege in an indictment unsealed in the Southern District of New York. And then they list the names. If you want to see the name, I'm not going to try to pronounce them here. What does this mean? Not a whole hell of a lot. These guys are not going to come over and plead guilty or not guilty. They are not going to be arrested. They are not going to be extradited. What it does do is makes it hard for them to travel, because the U.S. will put red notices out, meaning that if they travel outside of China into a country that is favorable or has a positive relationship with the U.S., they could theoretically be arrested. Chances are they will not. Chances are they don't anyway. And so it's good that they identify. Naming and shaming is always good. Will it impact anything? Probably not. But at least this is what you got. This is the way. This is what you have to do to try to make a point. You'll see more of this. And I'm not downplaying the work done here, because a lot of work had to go into identifying these guys, tracking what they're doing, be able to figure out going backwards who they were. Being able to identify them is a hard thing, and it may indicate that they had really lousy operational security, or maybe they didn't care that we found out what their true names are, because they knew that we could do nothing to them. But at least, I mean, this is what investigators do. This is what you're stuck with in the cyber world. Right? I say this all the time. Chances of anybody going to jail, pretty unlikely. Chance of you getting your money back, also unlikely. And let's be honest, the nation state guys are very good at what they do. They're excellent at what they do, and they're hard to defend against. BleepingComputer.com, YouTube warns of AI-generated video of its CEO used in a phishing attack. Sergey Gatlin reporting. YouTube warns that scammers are using an AI-generated video featuring the company's CEO in phishing attacks to steal creators' credentials. The attackers are sharing it as a private video with targeted users via emails, claiming YouTube is changing its monetization policy. And not going to lie, this is how bad guys do it. They come up with something that they know people will open. And if you are a YouTube creator and it says we're changing how you get paid, you are going to open that email and figure out what's going on. Quote, we are aware that phishers have been sharing private videos to send false videos, including an AI-generated video of the YouTube CEO Neil Mohan announcing changes in monetization. YouTube and its employees will never attempt to contact you or share information through a private video. If a video is shared privately with you claiming to be from YouTube, the video is a phishing scam. And this is good. They're making aware of that. It says, however, many creators have already fallen victim to these attacks, reporting that the scammers hijack their channels and use them to broadcast live cryptocurrency scam streams. So that's how the bad guys do it. So pay attention. That's why it's important to be informed, right? To have, if you're a YouTube creator, I would create a Google alert on YouTube creator cybercrime phishing scam. So you kind of know what's going on and what's up to date here. So, I mean, you should do that for anything, but I get it. This is just another way that they do what they do. HackerNews.com, China-linked Silk Typhoon expands cyber attacks to IT supply chains for initial access. Ravi Lakshmanan reporting. The China-aligned threat actor behind the zero-day exploitation of security flaws in Microsoft Exchange servers in January 2021 has shifted its tactics to target the IT supply chain as a means to obtain initial access to corporate networks. Again, very smart, because corporate networks need stuff within the IT chain. They need hardware, software, such. Infiltrate it, things can happen. That's according to new findings from the Microsoft Threat Intelligence team, which said the Silk Typhoon hacking group is now targeting IT solutions like remote management tools and cloud applications to obtain a foothold. Quote, after successfully compromising a victim, Silk Typhoon uses the stolen keys and credentials to infiltrate customer networks where they can then abuse a variety of deployed applications, including Microsoft services to others, achieving their espionage objectives, the tech giant said in a report published on March 5th. The adversarial collective is assessed to be well-resourced and technically efficient, swiftly putting to use exploits for zero-day vulnerabilities and edge devices for opportunistic attacks that allow them to scale their attacks at scale and across a wide range of sectors and regions. So let's be honest. At the end of the day, we are in a cyber war with China, whether we like it or not, and we are all involved. It's not just the military. It's every critical national infrastructure area is involved in this. And if you don't start realizing this is the case, you are going to become a victim of these guys because you have your head too far in the sand to realize they are coming for you. So, again, find help. Figure out where the help is. Ask people for help. There's probably people that will do it for low cost or nothing. So you got to kind of look through those things. More to this article if you want to read it. But again, the news is grim here as far as what the bad guys are doing, especially the nation state guys. Wired.com, Anna Wolf and Sarah Camerata reporting inside the Telegram groups doxing women for their Facebook posts. In late January, a warning spread through the London-based Facebook group, Are We Dating the Same Guy? But this post wasn't about a bad date or a cheating ex. A connected network of male-dominated Telegram groups had surfaced, sharing and recirculating non-consensual intimate images of women. Their justification? Retaliation. Sorry, fellas, that's not really justification. On January 23rd, users in the Are We Dating the Same Guy Facebook group began warning about hidden Telegram groups. Screenshots and TikTok videos surfaced, revealing public Telegram channels where users were sharing non-consensual intimate images. Further investigation by Wired identified additional channels linked to the network. By scraping thousands of messages from the group, it became possible to analyze their content and patterns of abuse. This particular group, the AWDTSG, is a sprawling web of over 150 regional forums across Facebook alone, with roughly 3 million members worldwide. It was designed by Paulo Sanchez in 2022 in New York as a space for women to share warnings about predatory men, but its rapid growth made it a target. Critics argue that the format allows unverified accusations to spiral. Some men have responded with at least 3 defamation lawsuits filed in recent years against members, administrators, and even Meta, Facebook's parent company. Others take a different route, organized digital harassment, and that's not good either. So this is a very long investigative report, and I highlight it simply because it goes to show. We talk about intrusions and data breaches all the time, but there's a whole other set of cybercrime that really is not talked about a lot, and this is crimes against individuals. This is a little bit beyond cyberbullying, but it's kind of along those same lines. And so it goes to understand, be careful what images you create, what you put out there, because once it's out forever. And so, there's no defense to anything being done here by the people in the Telegram group. And hopefully if they do anything illegal, they get arrested and bad things happen to them. But ladies, be careful what you're doing. And guys, don't be stupid. But in an interesting article, I don't generally talk about these things so that you don't usually get this kind of good reporting on a very important issue that you need to pay attention to and share with others so they're aware. Lastly, this is from scworld.com. Healthcare organizations facing more sophisticated attacks. Well, that's not good. This is, who's reporting this? Sean Nichols. Attacks on healthcare organizations are becoming more numerous and sophisticated in nature, according to the latest cybersecurity buyer intelligence report from the Cyber Risk Alliance. The report, based on intelligence collected from a panel of cybersecurity professionals and managers, found that healthcare organizations are seeing attacks that are more sophisticated than those in previous years. In the report, 46% of respondents said that their organization had witnessed an attack attempt firsthand as they were the target of a cyber attack within the last 12 months. Overall, 24% of respondents said the attacks they saw were much more sophisticated than those presented in previous years. Additionally, 47% said the attacks they saw were somewhat more sophisticated in their nature. For those of us who struggle with math, that's 71%, or nearly 3/4 of the industry, who will testify to attacks on healthcare organizations becoming more sophisticated in nature. I believe the technology will continue advancing and attacks will become more sophisticated in nature, said one respondent. And this is true. Attacks across every industry is going to become more sophisticated, more hard to detect. That's for bad English, but harder to detect. And it's going to require additional different thought processes on how you protect yourself. And this is particularly troublesome within the healthcare arena because we want healthcare to be secure. It stores a lot of our personal records. We want it to be there when we need healthcare help. But this, again, bad guys do not care. At this point, there used to be a little honor among thieves where they'd kind of avoid the healthcare, but now no more. Healthcare has been paying, so if healthcare pays, they're going to go try to get at them. So, what can you do for yourself? Not much. You can talk to your healthcare entities that to say, hey, get better cybersecurity help if you can. That's one way to go. But I don't see this problem getting any better. If anything, it's going to get worse without a change in perspective on how we do the things that we do in cybersecurity. But I repeat myself. With that, I'll let you go about the rest of your Thursday. Thanks so much for taking the time to download and listen. If you have thoughts or comments, you know where to find me. I say it all the time, and actually the announcer at the end will announce it. As you go through your day, know that knowledge is protection. If you can understand the threats targeted you can assess your risk, proceed wisely. Thanks again for listening. Again, sorry for the delay, but we will be back again with more cyber news because I'm pretty sure the problem's not solving itself anytime soon.
Cyber Smart Morning News is written and produced by Cyber Guy Productions. Feel free to email thoughts, comments, or suggestions to Darren at thecyberguy.com or follow Darren on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/in/DarrettMott. Thanks for listening.